Hey, what's going on everyone? In this video I'd like to show you how to inlay a logo into your composite part. So stick with me. Welcome back. My name is Lee Adams, and in this video I'm going to show you how I infuse my logo into some of my composite parts. So let's get over to the bench and see how it's done. Okay, so here is the mold segment we're going to use for this video. It's got my logo molded into it, and let's get started on this process. So the first thing I like to do is tape off a perimeter that's slightly thinner than your bagging tape. Now that that's complete, once we wax this and put on our PVA, we'll be able to remove this and have a surface for our bagging tape to stick to. So here we are about to put the 3 coats of part-all wax on. And this process is not very exciting, so we'll fast forward through it. Okay, now that we're finished applying the 3rd coat of this mold release wax, we're going to go ahead and put a layer, or actually a couple layers, of PVA spray on this. And I use the PVA spray on this fine inlay because it actually puts a nice fillet in the bottom. Alright, so we got the PVA applied. We're ready to start prepping this for the inlay and for the infusion. Alright, so now we're going to apply the bagging tape. Okay, in this step we're going to start prepping our materials. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to cut is my bag. And you don't really need a lot of pleating on this because of the shape. It's pretty flat, so you're really not going to put too much. But I'll put maybe one on each side here, and that'll be fine. So now we're going to grab some of this carbon. Let's get this out of the way. We'll do this about 9.5, so right about center line here. This will all just square it up. All right. So now I'm going to trim up this core material. This is a Soric. I think it's a 2mm Soric. So let me trim this. I'll show you this cutter, how well it cuts. Alright, so now I'm going to cut up some of this peel ply, and we're almost done. Alright, so that will do the trick. Alright, now that we got everything prepped, we're going to start the inlay for this infusion. So I'm using one of these little curved nozzle syringes. So now I'm going to use this syringe to carefully inlay this infusion resin that I've added some pigment to. So I'll just go around and fill in all these little grooves. Alright, so we're going to let that get tacky and see how it looks. Alright, so our inlay is tacky to the touch, so I'm going to start adding some of these materials. I'm going to add 2 layers of the carbon. I'm going to add a layer of the Soric. Couple more layers of the carbon, and that should be good. flip my peel ply over. Get that kind of where I want it. Alright, so now that my peel ply is in place, I'm going to start adding my clip system. So this clip system from Thermo-Lam goes in and you stick it back against your tape. And it's held in place, so you don't have to try to tape it down. So you just grab that, slide it under, stick it to your tape, and now it's captured. Slide that in, stick it in. Now it's in place. And if you want to use a little bit of mesh, they slide into these little clips right in the front. And now when you start pulling your vacuum, your whole system's not shifting. You know, your fibers aren't moving, your mesh isn't moving. And we'll do the same on the other side. And we're ready to bag this. Alright, so we're going to put this bag on so we can get this infusion started. Alright, so we're about to finish this bag. I'll show you kind of how I do my tape. So I just drop that in here. That's how I get my pleat. Alright, so I'll seal this up, start pulling a vacuum on it. Alright, so I pulled this bag off and let's take a look, see how it came out. Not too bad. I'll go ahead and get this all cleaned up. We'll wash off the PVA and we'll see how it looks after that. Alright, so here we are. Looks pretty good. It's got a couple little thin spots in the blue, but not a big deal since it's a raised logo. Alright, well thanks for joining me for another video. I'll put a link in the description for some of these products that I use, like the roller, the clip system, and if you found this video helpful or interesting, hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and I'll see you in the next one.